bit of controversy. The blame game has started. That's how I basically feel right now about what I say I go on. Immediately after the game this week, what was that? Wednesday? The media caught up with Michael Ricketts and he was basically saying he got no support, bemoaning the fact that the fans weren't there. Immediately after they spoke to Babsy Grange, who contradicted what he was saying, that the government is trying all the best to support the Reggae Boys. Despite how one may feel about that, that's what she was saying.
I think they played well. There were some moments that they missed, but I don't think it had anything to do with having spectators or not having spectators.
We have only qualified for a global tournament at the senior level once. I think that this federation has done well. We have qualified the girls and we're looking to do so again. But people need to understand how limited our resources are. You need to look around CONCACAF and see the level of support that these countries would have gotten. I mean, we are virtually on our own.
That is absolutely not true. We've always supported the Jamaica Football Federation in all their programs, and we have given them maximum support. In fact, they have had more support than any other sport in Jamaica.
And after all of that, and how we feel about the fans not being there, we see so many people, even the players themselves, come out and say it was such a blow not to have the fans there. So many games and referee decisions and things like that, Eddie, that could have been swayed but just by having the fans in the stadium. And then we see towards the end of last week, an announcement that 10,000 vaccinated fans will be allowed into the Gibson relays. Is it Gibson relays, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It was very shocking, but then at the same time, it wasn't shocking because we all know the love that the government and Jamaica as a whole has for track and field. And I think at this time, they're more in love with track and field and getting those track events off the ground, than qualifying to a World Cup. I don't know which is bigger. Obviously, I think the World Cup is a bigger event. Yeah. But, I don't think they're looking at the bigger picture. Maybe there's something in it for them. Monetary wise, that's my only thing because nothing has changed. The cases are still high. The variant is still floating around. I don't see what's the difference. What could have changed over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah.
They said before it was irresponsible to be hosting such event. A Reggae Boyz game would be irresponsible.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong, Yeah. Don't get us wrong, We're not saying the Gibson Relay shouldn't have 10,000 fans, What we are saying is that the Reggae Boyz should have had at least the 5,000 they were asking for. Am I correct? Is that what the GFF was asking for? 5,000, half of that, right?
Right.
So I don't see the sense in it. It's hypocritical. So, and I don't know who is responsible for that decision. I understand how important track and field is to Jamaica. We are all fans of track and field. We cover track and field on this channel just as much as how we cover football. But we're talking about being fair, right? And if we're going to be fair, we're talking about Gibson is a staple, yes, and we'll have it every year. But we're talking about a World Cup qualifying campaign. This is an event. Or these matches, I don't know if them understand that CONCACAF isn't. If 1998 was a spectacle, this would have been a bigger spectacle because you're talking about CONCACAF have some of the biggest players in the world right now. You understand? You go through Mexico, Canada, Jamaica itself, Costa Rica, although they might get old. You see players there that are household names. You understand? In most of the teams. And when I talk about players that, especially if you look at the US and Canada, you talk about teams that are playing for Champions League, players that are playing Champions League football and them things. You understand? Or top English league ballers and them things in the case of Jamaica. So you will attract fans. I know people that want to go watch a Sergi Dest, a McKinney. You understand? A Raul Jimenez. You understand? There are people like Jonathan David. So it's not about only for wanting to go say Leon Bailey and Mikel Antonio and Damian Lowe and Blake and them.
You're correct,
you understand? And this is money going into the pockets of GFF and local football. Even though it's not the full 30,000, but the 10,000 tickets could have helped. We know, so we'd have to probably pay more for them, just to make up the numbers, to be honest.
Yeah,
but we wouldn't mind. We wouldn't mind.
No, man.
You understand?
The real fans wouldn't mind paying the extra.
So it's really, I don't understand it. I'm baffled. I don't know where you're going. What am I going to tell you?
It's staggering. It's hard to explain, really. I really want somebody to really come out and explain this to us. Because they got the approval, so whatever, in terms of their protocols, it was good enough for them for the game against USA.
Yeah.
All the protocols were right, and they hosted the game with 5,000 fans.
Yes.
No. So I don't know, all of a sudden, no issues. And I believe it's the same protocol, so I don't see why it would be turned down now. And they're saying, oh, well, the protocols are for the track event. So it's mind-boggling.
Yeah. It's one of the things that definitely contributed to the team not qualifying, I think. Definitely. Because one of the main reason we got to the World Cup, the one and only occasion, is the strength that we had in the office. You take that away, that team not going anywhere. You understand? So it's just unfortunate that it had to play out that way. When I was seeing the players, the fans, everybody looking at it sideways. I think the minister, she never understand the assignment.
No.
You understand?
She went to class though because she was present for the game. She went to class, but she didn't understand the assignment.
She never understand that assignment at all. Desmond McKenzie him come out and say it would be irresponsible. I guess it's not irresponsible 2 weeks later. No, it's just confusing. Any final thoughts, my friend?
Well, just to say, it's very ironic that back in '98 we qualified, unbeaten at home with our fans, and no, we haven't won a game at the office with no fans pretty much. So it's very ironic. So, all in all, we have to just push on and try to get, we as vloggers need to really continue to pressure, these people to make sure we get football, where it belongs, up there with track and field at least.
Yeah, I think. Well, I have to give credit where credit is due. I'm not patting myself on the back because I came and I saw a lot of you guys in this space doing this work. And if it wasn't for some of these channels, the Reggae Boyz, nobody would know about nothing about them more than so, unless you are a die-hard fan. You understand? I think a lot of interest that and the work that the guys that are doing, that are vlogging, them keep the fans in touch with the team more than the newspaper, more than the TV, more than the GFF itself. You understand? You get Reggae Boyz information, breaking news. So that show that there's interest out there. So you can't act like there's no interest in the football. To tell me, say, yo, you can't let in 5,000 fans.